Hello friends, Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Lockdown. Now the scale for the Studio Series figures is odd, I'm not going to lie. Each Deluxe Class figure is a different size, with Jazz being the smallest, so I want to give you guys a good idea of the height of this figure, Deluxe Class. So here is Quake, who I can't seem to get to stand up straight, and Titans Returns Twinferno. Whoops. Yes, I realize Twinferno is a little bit of an odd pull right now, but I just realized that all of my Power of the Primes Deluxe Class figures are combined up with their other components right now. So, yeah, it's roughly the same size as a current Titans Returns or Power of the Primes Deluxe Class figure. We'll go with that. Next, we're going to take a look at the molding up close with the figure and the paint. I have to say the paint is quite nice. However, the black on the figure, well, there's a lot of black, and you lose a lot of the features. Even though the paint is really nice, the figure is a little bit muted, simply because, well, it's all black. The face sculpt, while excellent, couldn't look less enthused to be a toy. I don't think I have ever seen a Transformer that looks this bored to exist as this lockdown figure does. Even though the figure does look pretty darn good, he does suffer from severe backpack kibblage. In fact, the entire top and part of the sides of the car mode are here. We have the Lamborghini's engine cover, or trunk, the rear wheel wells, and the entire top canopy and front windscreen and windshields of the car mode. Oh, yes, and the top of the hood is back there as well. So pretty much, this guy is just going to fall flat on his face and have the car fold in over top of him. Which, if memory serves, I believe that's the way he transformed in the movie anyway. Lockdown comes with two different accessories. This sword gun, which I believe is the sword gun type thing he used in the movie, and this hook. Battle hook. This one is really stupid. And the reason I say that, I actually like the idea of the battle hook. And I think we've seen it already used better in other places, on third-party figures. But other than being able to hold the hook, the only other thing you could do is peg it into his, well, forearm in one of these little pegs. And I have not, like that. And that looks ridiculous. Because there's no way to make the hook look good. The only thing I could think of is Lockdown, Cybertronian Dentist. Actually, I think I would watch that show. The other quote-unquote problem I have with the figure is that the weapons are the exact same color as the rest of the figure. So, on the shelf, unless it's under direct light, they get lost. You really don't have any idea what you're looking at. Because, well, especially if it's from the side, okay, there's something spiky and pointy off one arm, and there's something hooky off the other arm, and that's it. But that's more of just the design of the figure and the design of the, well, the Bayverse in general. Lockdown can look down that much, can look up that much. Head does move freely in a ball joint, but his chin and the side of his head does get in the way. Shoulders could freely move 360 degrees on a ball joint, sort of, but this is an issue with all of his joints. They have a tendency to pop out if you move the ball joints in the wrong way. And that just means that the ball joints need to be sanded down a little bit. And getting the shoulders back in place is a nightmare. Upper arm swivel just underneath the shoulder, though you do have to be careful because every time you move the elbow, which is a ball joint, the swivel moves, and you move some of the bits that transform. No fist articulation. I'm going to go ahead and reattach his arm now. Torso swivel. It is limited by the torso swivel, but it is limited by the backpack kibble. Lockdown can kick you in the cast iron manifolds that much. Can kick back that much. Figure can do the splits, sort of, just like me. Thigh swivels. 90-ish degree bend at the knee. Foot does move for, well, forward and back, and the ankle does move as part of the transformation. the figure could sort of pull off the superhero landing punching the ground pose. Sort of. Lockdown's transformation is pretty easy, but it is a little bit on the annoying side to start off with. Push the chest plate in until it snaps. Come to the sides of the arms, fold these missile parts back, then turn the wheels so that the entire wheel section and wheel well lines up with the shoulders, and then turn the arms so that they line up with the front wheels, and do the same thing on the other side. Does require a bit of force because the wheel does have a tendency, or actually just does, rub up against the shoulder. So we do that for both arms, like that. Then once the forearms are lined up, snap them into place just behind the wheel well. Next, come down to the feet, fold the feet up into the shins, turn the lower legs, or the legs, so that they are pointing, or the bottom of the feet are pointing towards the inside of the figure, and then just kind of flip out the bumpers like that, and leave them there. Straighten out the feet. Next, come to the backpack, fold out the rear of the vehicle mode, and flip out the rear door panels, because the wheel wells are already here, and then drop them down. Oh, and you do have to, at this point, fold out the front of or the hood of the vehicle before you do any of the connecting to the bits, because if you don't, things won't line up correctly. So get the rear of the vehicle mode all pegged in together like that, like he's becoming Turbo Teen. Haha, bet you didn't expect that reference. And then, once that's done, we push the shoulders up into place and snap everything together while swearing profusely because you just pinched yourself and it hurt. When talking about the vehicle mode, I really don't have anything negative to say about it. It is a very nice Lamborghini mode, and quite honestly, the best Lamborghini mode I think I've ever seen in a standard USA Transformer at this price point. Some of the panels don't exactly stay together all that well, but overall, it's really nice looking. And rolls, oh so lovely. I mean, listen to that wonderful sound. Unfortunately, in this vehicle mode, there's nowhere to store the weapons. Under the vehicle mode, that is. According to the directions, you're just supposed to slap the weapons straight on the sides of the vehicle mode. Kind of like this. One. And then two. Like that. I'm not kidding. That's exactly what the directions say to do. Now, if you're wondering what the underside of the vehicle mode looks like, it's wha-bam! I'm a robot! Ha-ha! Bet you weren't expecting that! Comparing Lockdown to Jazz in vehicle mode, you can see that the vehicle modes are not similar in size at all. This actually makes sense. The Pontiac Solstice is an incredibly tiny car. It was the same size, or roughly the same size, as a Honda S2000, or a little bit bigger than a current Mazda Miata. The Lamborghini, on the other hand, is actually a massive vehicle in terms of cars. It's way bigger than a current Honda Accord. I mean, you gotta be with a V12 engine. Overall, Lockdown is pretty good. The only big complaints that I have against the figure are, one, the uniformity in the colors, which that's very accurate to the show, or to the movie, and two, these tabs that peg the shoulders into the car mode are already marring and warping due to the force necessary to peg them in. They're not going to last, so pick a mode and just kind of keep it there. Otherwise, this is another solid entry in the Studio series. I think Hasbro and Takara are doing a very good job with this toy line as a whole. Are they doing well with distribution? No, not in the least bit. But the actual figures themselves are good. They're solid, they're well painted, and to be honest, they're kind of the figures we should have gotten in the first place. To me, it's a little bit odd because, as I just said, these are the figures we should have gotten in the first place. The original Deluxe Lockdown figure was not very good. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as this figure. And this figure's pretty darn good. It's definitely worth picking up, especially if you're a fan of Lockdown. Now, if you've got the money, I strongly suggest you go and get Peru Kill, the third-party figure. That is the single best version of Lockdown from, the movies that I've seen yet. This guy is a close second. So everybody, thank you so much for watching this video review. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and be sure to hit that bell so you know when a new video comes out, and let me know what you think of the figure down in the comments. As always, I am Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time. Nyom, nyom.